Yep, do the honours. A cup of tea, please. Thank you.
Here we are.
LuneTube.
To LuneTube.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Titles.
So here we are.
Here we are. So, well, what I thought I'd do to start the ball rolling, I brought my LuneTube tote bag with me.
Nice.
Beautifully.
Very nice.
Is that embroidery?
Yes.
Embroidered, yeah.
Yes.
Excuse my ignorance. Beautifully embroidered with the LuneTube logo there, and I put a few things in it that I thought might prompt some discussion. So you've not seen what's in the LuneTube bag, have you? So do you want to take some? Oh. So there we are. So shall we just wind back a little from that and explain? Because a lot of people probably who watch LuneTube films think, who makes these? Who are these people? Why are they doing this?
Oh, do we need to say who we are?
So perhaps we need to say who we are.
Yeah, right. My name is Janine, and I film all of the LuneTube works that we do. My background is in teaching film and television production. I went freelance about 6 years ago, and this is, if you've got the technical equipment and you want to tell the stories, I think these days we've no excuse for not just recording stuff. So our Wednesdays have been spent for the last 6 months or so filming and taking that camera equipment out and telling stories, which is great. What about you? What are you doing?
Hello, I'm David, and my interest is in history, and particularly local history, and I'm very nosy, and I like to go around and look at things and discover more about them. I like doing research, so I've always been looking into things in the area to do with its history, and LuneTube is a perfect outlet for that, because I can research something, write a little script, and then I hand it to you, and then magic begins to happen.
Oh no, you don't do yourself down there.
Well, I've actually got here in the LuneTube bag, this is one of our scripts. So people ask about the process, the LuneTube process. This is the original script with quarry dirt on it. Happy times. Of the An Explosive Tale. If you haven't seen An Explosive Tale,
Number 3.
There's a link up there in the screen now.
Right. Number 3 in the collection.
Yeah, but there'll be a link there.
Yeah.
And it's the one we did in the quarry, Trowbarrow Quarry, or as someone pointed out on YouTube, they said it was pronounced Trowbarrow or something.
Yeah.
But it's a film about the quarry. So this is an early script, and they're very short because they're only short films, and this is what I would research, and then I email this to you. And so when you receive these, some of the subjects I presume are things you are aware of, and some are things that you're not aware of, the same as me when I start out researching them.
Yeah.
But what do you think when one lands in your inbox? If you take that as an example, what sort of reaction do you have?
Well, obviously I read it. I would then produce a shooting script, which to begin with we didn't do that. We didn't bother. We were just like, hey, what should we do? Stand over there. Yay, that looks good. Whereas now, much more, we go with an idea of a shooting script and an order that we're going to shoot things in so that it can be quick. Although, as we go along, they seem to be taking longer because we get more ambitious. So it's a balance, really.
I've also brought in the LuneTube bag. This is the shooting script that we've used this week. This is an unreleased film, so we can't reveal much about it. But you will notice a couple of things. Yeah, we now have a clipboard, a little A5 clipboard for taking out on location, and the script is printed in A5 to fit on the clipboard. Very important, especially when it's windy, as it has been this week. So this is a shooting script that we've done this week. So all this stuff that you annotate it with, just explain some of the things that you would.
Long shot, David, walking to camera through swamp. Can't say any more than that. A pivot shot will be where you where we have a reveal. So I film you there, and then you turn with the camera so that the castle or whatever is in the background. So there's the reveal shot.
Could you cut one of those in at this point?
Yes. Yeah.
The owners of the People's Palace replaced the baths with a theatre.
Close up, fast close up, bracket drama. So where there's a reveal, it goes. So suddenly, was on the front line. Say it, David. This is me with the camera, right? Wait a minute.
Suddenly, was on the front line. That's the
Drama.
zooms into me.
So we can create our story. We can add to our story by our shots.
So that's an unreleased one that will be coming out in the next few weeks. That
Good
we've
one.
just finished. We've been out on location this week, and it was very cold
Twice,
and very windy.
in a
wasn't it?
swamp.
In a swamp in Wellies.
Yeah, and
With the
actually we
dog.
took Prudence, the LuneTube Dog.
The LuneTube Dog. Yeah.
Yeah, we tried. We thought she is at the moment recording a fly on the wall documentary about LuneTube, and following the process through. Footage that she got the other day, it wasn't great, to be honest. She's it's a work in progress. It's a process. She's practicing.
Another question that people ask is why? Why do you do it? And it, from my point of view, I enjoy doing the research and putting these scripts together, and enjoy presenting them, and also enjoy the process of filming and going round and seeing these places in a new way. Because I think when you put them on camera, even somewhere you're familiar with, you see it in a different way, don't you? I think I do. And we've been to places through doing LuneTube that I'd never seen before, in places like we went to the very top of the Ashton Memorial.
Yep.
There's a link to that film up there.
Yeah.
And got to go right up above the dome, things that you wouldn't be able to do if you weren't filming, really. I've got one more thing in the LuneTube bag. Shall I bring this out?
Go on, please.
This is very well wrapped up, and it sort of like illustrates a question that we do often get asked, which is we've got a lot of people who really enjoy the LuneTube films, and I think on Facebook and social media they're used to seeing lots of people sharing old photographs of Lancaster and Morecambe and so on, which they've got from books or wherever. And people say, oh, we love the films. Why haven't you got old photos of the area in them as well as showing us what's around today? And there's a very good reason for us not including photos, is that the majority of them are copyright. So if you use them, you've got to get permission, or you if you don't, you're being a bit naughty, and we don't like to do that. But occasionally opportunity does come along to use an old photograph, and this one featured in Bath's Time, a Morecambe film.
Bath's
You'll have to
Time.
say it because I can't say it.
Bath's Time.
Bath's Time. And this photograph features in. Can you see it there? Look, you're
Put it up
looking
with the
through
white
it.
background there. There.
There.
That's it.
So I own this photograph, which I bought a few years ago, and it's a glass lantern slide, and it's got an inscription on the bottom of it: Winter Gardens, Morecambe, 95. That's 1895. And you were able to use this, weren't you? Because I've got a scan of it.
Yeah.
And you were able to use this in Bath's Time.
Bath's Time.
Because we were telling the story of the lost baths of Morecambe, which were next door to this old building, which is no longer there. So just explain what you did with the photograph and how we got it into the film.
That's the People's Palace, isn't it?
That's the People's Palace.
People's
yeah.
Palace is next door to the Winter Gardens.
Yeah.
And so what we did was we shot David in front of... It's now an amusement arcade, isn't it?
Yeah, Pleasureland. Yeah.
So we shot the first half of that shot of him talking to camera in front of Pleasureland.
Yeah.
And then you went and got two fine gentlemen to come, who were volunteers at the Winter Gardens, to come out and hold a blue curtain behind David so that we sort of could blue screen out Pleasureland and drop in
this picture.
The slide.
In 1879, this was the site of the People's Palace, a centre of entertainment that provided...
It works quite well.
It does work very well.
It's another sort of tricksy type thing. Keeps me interested.
And there'll be a link to the Baths film up there, which I'm sure you've already seen, but if you haven't, you'll see this picture in all its glory. So that's an example of a picture that we have been able to use because, as far as I know, no one owns the copyright to this because this is the original slide it's a holiday snap from 1895 on a glass plate. A beautiful thing.
And if you've got any pictures or any photos or a collection, or you know anybody who's got a collection, because there are people around that have photos that their parents and grandparents took and they don't know what to do with them, let's have a look.
Let's have a look, because we can use those if you give us permission, but what we won't do is use pictures that we've just pulled off Facebook without knowing who they belong to and asking that it's all right to use them. More on that sort of thing at a future date.
Oh, yes.
Preservation and
Yes.
so on. We'll talk about that because we are going to do some more of these chats and make them a regular thing so that you have a chance to send in questions and suggestions. And what we'll do, I think, if you send us a suggestion, send them through the website by email, or you can direct message us on Twitter or send us a Facebook message, and we will take some of those questions, or maybe all of them, and we will put them in the LuneTube bag. So you will be... It's
in the
it'll be in the bag. So
it's in the
imagine
bag.
your question in the bag, and then it'll be a bit like the draw for the cup, where they
For the
draw the
football.
balls out.
Yeah, yeah.
And you can go, question number 4.
Accrington Stanley.
Yeah. That's enough, I think, for this one.
Indeed.
Shall we...
Go on. No, I don't want to do that. Right. And thank you, everybody. And... cut!